Hi everyone, you're watching On Point Physique television. I'm Nigel Batten, founder and owner of On Point Physique, and you're watching the first in what is, I'm hoping, is going to be a massive web series aimed at you, the personal trainer, to help you develop your business skills, your client management, and help you stay in the industry as long as you can without forking out horrendous amounts of money on bogus mentoring schemes. I'm joined today with by Ben Knight, who is scratch that one, rewrite that. I'm joined by Ben Knight, who is owner of Fit Body in 6. Good mate of mine. How long have you been PTing now, Ben?
So we've been PTing for 5 years now.
Yeah. And in that time, what got you into personal training to start off with?
So the same story as everyone else, really. Started going to the gym when I was younger, teenager. Went to college after that, really got into the gym, didn't know what I wanted to do, so I went did my PT course, loved it, got into it for a different reason at the time. I thought, oh yeah, I want to train athletes and everything like that, but as my career developed, it was more, just working with the general population.
Yeah.
And then it's just spiraled from there. Started off with a small studio, now ended up with this here in Fleet.
Happy days, mate, happy days. So, at what point, obviously you've been personal training for a while, was there sort of a key factor, or did something happen when you was like, right, I am ready to go off and start my own studio?
So I've always wanted to have my own business. So even before I was PT, I was trying lots of stuff before then. So I always had that in my head that I was going to have a studio one day.
Yeah.
But I wanted to learn my trade first, get into the gym, master my skills as a coach. I know I've only been doing it 5 years and I've got a lot to learn, but I felt, after a couple of years... You haven't
done bad in 5 years to get your own studio.
So I just wanted to learn those skills first, but after working in the gym, you sort of there's an absolute, I feel, a disconnect between gyms and the members, and I just didn't like that feel. So it was that point after a while, building a bit of a following in the gym, I thought, do you know what, don't like how it is here, I'm going to start my own, I'm going to build my own community. And empire, really, with it, I just wanted to get my own thing, have train people the way I want to train them, just create a nice family so people can feel like they can come in whenever they want, even if it's just to have a coffee and stuff like that. So that moment for me was after a couple of years being in the gym. I thought, sod it, I'm doing this myself, I want something going my way.
I can do this, I'm going to go and make it happen.
Yeah.
So your first studio, obviously this one is that we're here now is a fair size.
So my first one couldn't have been more than 300, or probably not now. I think it was 300 square feet. It was in a holistic therapy place, so I was literally bang in the middle, and each around it like that was hypnotherapists, massage people and stuff like that. But it was cheap to rent. I was allowed to put gym equipment in there. I had free roam to do what I wanted. But at this point, I was still working in the gym. Yeah. But instead of paying the rent to PT people in the gym, I was able to transfer that over to training people there.
Yes. So it just made it more financially beneficial.
Yeah, so I still had to do the hours in the gym to start with just to help me, because I wouldn't recommend just jumping board without having a big enough client base and then opening something up without having maybe something part-time just to top that catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's good stuff. So, small studio, how many studios is this now?
So this is number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
Yeah, so after that, because that building that I was originally in got sold, so I had to quickly, within 2 days, find somewhere else, and ended up finding this nice little office space. Again, that was only probably 500 square feet, so again nothing huge, but it allowed me, again, it was something a little bit bigger, so it meant I could implement something different, rather than just doing one-to-one. I was actually able to train a couple of people in there at the same time, was able to bring more equipment, and that's when I started to think, well, if I can get this full, then maybe I can get something bigger. And then actually I can start introducing bigger groups or things again, and that's just the way it works. So each time got that one full, and I thought, well, now maybe there's the scope, the scale. If I get something bigger, I can add this, and that's how we've ended up with this facility here and with the spinning as well. Fantastic.
So not only have you've got a gym floor, you've actually got a spinning studio. You've got a massage
treatment room
upstairs. So it's definitely moving on for you, mate, which is really good to see, especially in 5 years.
Yeah, it's been crazy. To think of it, it feels ridiculous saying that actually, 5 years, but it's just been, each year has just been a massive, massive step, and hopefully it carries on going that way. But you just got to be relentless, keep working hard, make sure you're learning constantly, not as only as a coach, but you have to, if you want your own studio, you have to develop those skills as a businessman, really, you can't wing it just by being a good trainer. You have to learn everything about figures, numbers, everything like that when it comes to it, because you can't just think, I'm going to get a studio and hopefully
open up and then say, oh shit, I've got bills to pay.
You realise that actually even if you had like 100 people in here, it wouldn't make you any money. So you've got to learn those skills first and understand them before, I think, even contemplating getting.
Yeah, I think this is what this series is aimed at. It's guys finding those places to go and learn the business skills that they need. Particularly, I mean, you know, there's those mentoring schemes. I ended up in one. I think you did as well.
Yeah, I've done plenty, and I've just the
advice that comes out of them is shocking, and especially when you're paying hundreds a month to do it as well.
And there's worse, and you know, telling you there's this whole thing at the moment, isn't there? Just like what 6 figures and stuff like that seems to be the thing that is being chucked at personal trainers at the moment. You know, if you pay me a few grand, I'll get you up to earning 10 figures, and you can charge like 30 grand for online coaching and stuff like that. And you know, all that stuff's bullshit. You want to stay away from that. So just learning the real business side of things and real business coaches rather than some of maybe these gurus at the moment.
In your journey, so from going for personal training, obviously you're still personal training in your studio, getting your own studio. Are there people in the industry that you've sort of followed and gone, oh yeah, they're really good places to go to get information?
Absolutely. Number one has to be Chris Burgess of Lift the Bar. I just think the hub for knowledge of, before even the business side of things, just training, the amount of people that are on there. There's Martin McDonald, James Conchi Mitchell. There's just too many to name, but the information and stuff like that, just making you a better coach, is just phenomenal. But also from that, there's just a crazy amount on the business side of things, which is there's just so much information. So you have to check out Chris Burgess of Lift the Bar, best thing I think out there. And second as well is the owner of Fit Pro Client Recipes, Karen Ruffle.
Okay, cool.
Business wise, top.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to marketing and stuff like that, you know, she's probably the best person to speak to. I don't think she runs her marketing stuff anymore for Fit Pros, but I'm sure she'll be happy to help anyone.
There's guys out there that are definitely worth checking out, especially.
Absolutely.
Happy days. So so 5 studios, 5 years, year 6.
Year 6, studio number 2 hopefully.
Number 2.
But we've got maxed out. Like my thing is this year, this is a big enough place. We're only been in here 4 months now. Our Fit Boarding 6 program's completely full. Next thing is making our spin. Filling that up, and then we're introducing new programs like yoga, and our treatment rooms, they're pretty much full already. So the plan is just to keep
getting classes into your facility has been a good source of getting income from groups.
Groups, I would say our semi-private program, which is our Fit Boarding 6 stuff, has just been that. I would say that's been key to our growth. It's once we got that, and it took a long time to master the program and you know how it works and stuff like that. But that was key to the success of all of this, and that's why it's spiraled over the last year. Because in the last year last 2 years, it's been 3 studios in those 2 years, so that's what's really pushed us up. But classes, group training is key, I think. If you really want to boost your income, and you'll get more PT clients from it. So
it brings me on to a nice little question there. It's like you mentioned about having your PT clients, bringing them in. Obviously they've helped you grow over the years. How have you gone about sort of like marketing yourself and advertising the studio and getting the name of Fit Body and 6 out there?
I love this stuff. So it's like crazy. Like Facebook is key. Without a doubt, Facebook online marketing. You can't beat Facebook. It's cheap. It's easy to reach people in your local area. The difficult side of things is there's obviously lots of PTs on there, and you've got to make yourself stand out from the rest of them. So first of all, you have to decide who your sort of target market is before you start trying to do any of these adverts or putting content out there, because you want to develop that perfect person you want to target, so you can sort of like build a conversation with them without them actually meeting you. So that's key online, and that's the only thing we use really online wise is Facebook marketing. We email, we've got quite a nice big list in the local area, so we do lots of emails. Well, I say actually just a weekly one. But offline wise, I think this is where you have to do it, and this is where it will make the complete difference to the other PTs and other gyms in the area. It's easy to sit on Facebook. It's easy to go on social media and do it because you're comfortable. You don't have to really go out there and talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So people don't like flyers, but I think flyers are key to it in a part, because like getting flyers out there, they recognise your brand, they see it, but they might not necessarily pick that
I'll
up.
tell you what, where I found flyers work for me is going out to an event, meeting people face on and giving them the flyer, not sticking them through the door.
No,
like
exactly. And if you are going to do the ones through the door, you pick a day. I think it was Mike Samuels, I remember saying to do on a Sunday. You pick a Sunday because you know people are going to be at home, and you don't get posts on a Sunday, so whack it in. And what we did for the first 6 weeks was every Sunday we shoved a flyer through that door, but with slightly different content on it.
Yeah.
So then they're getting we become recognisable.
They're seeing the name week after week.
So when they see us on Facebook, they've already seen our logo, or if they go into the local coffee shop and they see one of our business cards or a poster for coffee and stuff, they're like, oh, what's Fitboarding 6? I've seen this here. And we become imprinted into their mind whenever they think of maybe training, they think, well, Fitboarding 6. That's, we keep seeing that, whereas I haven't really seen any other PT stuff really in the local. I haven't gone into a coffee shop other than maybe like a gym flyer, but they're all the same standard, boring stuff. So offline I think is key. Networking, when I very, very, very first started, was where I got my first clients. My first week of qualifying, I went to a networking group and got 3 people. And every single networking group, I always picked someone up. I should have probably carried on doing it.
Keep carrying on doing it, yeah.
I don't want to do this anymore. At the time, I was a bit lazy, thinking, God, I don't want to be up at 6 to go to these networking groups.
Yeah, welcome to the fitness industry.
Yeah, and now, but networking groups are key. Not only if you don't pick people up, you will make connections with small businesses, and if you go in there regularly, you will become almost friends. So they will, and then again, if someone ever mentions fitness to them, you'll be in the forefront of their mind. They'll pass you on. But also business advice, mate. It's so they know lots of these small businesses.
Yeah.
They're successful for a reason, and they can give you advice, and it's free. But networking for picking up people, I think, quickly, it's a great way. If you're a good trainer, you can talk to people and communicate well with them. I think networking is easy. It's uncomfortable to go into a room and talk to people you don't know, or deliver a speech. But usually it's only 60 seconds, so you can come up with something good. Don't do the standard, I can help you tone up. Try and do something that's relevant to being a small business owner. How can I make you have a look?
Yeah, find your demographic.
Yeah, so you do it that way. Instead of giving out a business card, give out a recipe flyer. So they've got a recipe, say this is this, I don't know, any sort of breakfast shake or something like that. Say, look, this will make you feel better, energise them more, you'll get more work done in your business, more money, sort of thing like that. So if you give them out a recipe thing, they're more likely to stick that on the fridge than they are to have your business card. So doing things like that makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So really work on those personal integration skills, get onto networking events, get some clients in, and then look at building from there.
Yeah, I think if you can get those first few clients in, it does go from there, but it won't be quick. So, you're not going to be able to survive on 3 clients, but it's a good start. They will know people, figure out a referral scheme with them, see if they can bring anyone along, and you offer them something back. So it's just these small little things you start implementing from day one. They'll start building like that, and then eventually they'll keep stocking up like that. So you need to go into everything you do, the networking, with a clear objective, and how you're going to follow on from there.
Cool, happy days. So bringing it back to the process of sort of opening up your studio, were there any massive hurdles that sort of jumped up with opening the first one, or
the first one was the easy one. It was a small room. It was all I had to do was buy some matting, and I think I got it from Amazon. It's pretty cheap. I bought a squat rack. I think I bought an Olympic bar and plates from Argos for 100 quid. Hey, at the time.
York, 40 kilo set.
So I bought that and some kettlebells, and that's all I had to start with. But actually, that was more than enough. So I was paying maybe £200 in rent a month, which is nothing. I spent probably 300 quid on equipment. So 500 quid, that was the start. So that wasn't a problem.
Yeah.
I think that was an easy one. So probably not realistic to maybe for what people want. When it comes to opening up a bigger studio, that's where I would say the obstacle comes in, and it's capital being money. You really are, legal fees alone are horrendous.
Yeah.
and the equipment, the scale of it, making sure everything, the health and safety, the paint,
Yeah.
that all adds up. So
Taking into business rates.
the business rates. Like you would never think of that before ever getting a unit maybe. Like, well, what the fuck are these business rates? Like, what am I paying those for? And then they're hugely expensive a month. On top of your rent, you'll have gas, electricity, the insurance is different. So you've got to understand, once you know all of that, that's when you should sit down and think, well, how many people am I going to need for this? How many services can I offer? And actually, will this generate me a big enough income? I might have a big studio with lots of equipment and be able to fit it, but if I can only get 200 people in, it only brings in a profit of actually £100 in the end because the bills and stuff are so expensive. Like that, to me, like I know plenty of people that have done that, they've gone and got a studio, they got it to full, and actually they're still only bringing, I say only, but £2,000 a month at a full business. Well, you might as well work in the gym or stuff like that. So figuring that, so biggest obstacles I would say is getting the money first is a big problem. So I'd say start small. If you can rent a room like I did a few while.
I mean, finding that location as well is an absolute nightmare. It's like, I mean, Fit Body is 6, you've got a great site, there's not a major competitor close to you. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. But yeah, I mean, there's a couple of gyms around, but you don't have a massive chain.
No, there's no. The reason why, because I originally was in Basingstoke, so those my first 2 units were in Basingstoke. I had people coming from Fleet to there, but the reason why I came to Fleet to set it up properly was because it really isn't. There's loads of PTs in Fleet. But there isn't the gyms in Fleet, and there isn't the studios that are as equipped as I would say we are, and are able to deliver what we can deliver. So, yeah, location is key, and also making sure with that building as well, making sure you get actually change of use on the building, because again, some of them will not let you do it. We've been lucky; it was a real simple process, but that's something you've got to look into as well. Is making sure
that some units might have been a catering company for the last years, and that's all the council want in there at the time.
Yeah, so you can get in here and then sign on the lease. The landlord don't care if you sign the lease to get in.
Yeah, you're still going to bill it.
Yeah, and that's your own fault if you haven't. So you've got to look into whether that change of use can be done first, because you'll be stuck otherwise.
Yeah, you don't want that bill for the next 3 years or whenever you'll get out is.
Yeah, so and again that's an obstacle, is being able to negotiate with the landlord, and because again, which is not wrong with them, they're always going to be looking for the most money, not out of you, or for their space. So being able to negotiate with them maybe a better deal, or say, look, I'll take a longer lease if you give me the first 6 months for free. For maybe half price of the first 2 months for free, look, I'll have a longer lease, it'll just give me time to set up. Or if you can get them to do up some of the building for you in exchange for you'll take a longer lease and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So being able to, because otherwise they'll just be like, it's 16 grand for the year.
Yeah, starting from the day that you say yes,
like, well, I haven't got anyone, I haven't got in there yet, and I'm having to pay, and I've got to do it all up. Again, planning for how much you're going to do up. You could be anywhere from, we've been in a few places where it's a few thousand to anywhere to like 15, 16,000 plus, where you've got to spend doing it up. So you've got to, again, money's important. So you've got to have that money behind you, or able to get hold of that.
Yeah.
But plan for it and how you're going to get it back. So don't just go into somewhere thinking it's going to be, because there is always bills coming up. So I would say that's the biggest obstacle, is money to start with.
Yeah.
Unless you've got rich parents.
which none of us do. Who has rich parents?
Yeah, so, yeah.
I don't think there's I say many of us that can turn around and say that. So
make sure you've built, and that's why I say is the long. Sometimes it's key, like building up your skills as a good trainer, so you already have a good following, is sometimes key, and make sure you have clients before you come in. Try and get your first facility, because you might be a terrible trainer, and then you open a facility.
Can't get clients through the door.
Yeah, and you're not able to do
it.
Yeah, so make sure you're a good trainer first, get a good following, know that people like you, like what you do, and then I think looking to get a facility.
Happy days, brilliant stuff. So that's it, 5 years. Big studio, good client base, looking to progress, getting the members through the door. You're not doing too bad for yourself, mate. So
so it's going good. Everything just spirals. It's a great industry to be in. It's a tough one, but if you get in there and you love it,
it is. It's tough as no. Especially, I think a lot of people find, or very quickly, is that for that first 6 months, if you don't learn, yes, you've got a qualification, which you probably spent a good few thousand on getting. You need to learn. You need to keep learning those skills.
At least I still spend 4 hours every single week on learning, because you can't let that slip at any point. Even if you have your own business and that building a business is your thing, you still got to spend time and money on the latest training. Honestly, I don't mean the CPD courses, but finding like mentorship programs that are training based, not business based as such, like Lift the Bar or Shredded, elite fitness mentorship, stuff like that. I think those things are. So
really focus on your ability to train.
Yeah.
Massively key, important.
Definitely.
Your ability to manage your clients properly.
100%.
And then I think once you've you got yourself standard, grounded, and a good reputation, to actually then look at getting a studio.
That's it. And then from there, I think you can't get better than that. You get your own facility, you've got something that's a hub in the community, then that's going to be there for as long as you want it to be. So you can run things your way. So
Brilliant.
It's got to be the way to go.
So, on the basis of learning, must have been a few books that you read. Can you recommend a book that the viewers can?
I would say if you're looking at building your own business facility-wise, it has to be Guerrilla Marketing by.
It's going to go now, isn't it?
Conrad Leveson or Leveson Conrad. It was either way around like that. If you look on it, hands down is like crazy. That book, it's so good. It just switches your mentality on what you think marketing is to. It's just looking at it in a different way. So the way from that book is everything from how your clients think of you, how you talk and introduce yourself. Everything about your business, not just about the adverts and stuff like that's advertising, and that's the way the book looks at it. Marketing is how that brand, everything about it, the person, the people in the business, the way you interact with them and stuff like that. So Guerrilla Marketing, hands down, is the best book. Like real proper advice in there that's really easy. Even like the first 30 pages are like bonkers. You're just like bang bang bang. Oh,
it's one of those books that really draws you in.
Yeah, you can just if you implement that over time, so you won't see instant results, but over time you can think, well, that makes perfect sense. Even the way a reception is laid out, so that the way they come in and stuff, is it welcome? Is the person who's standing there? That's all marketing. Everything you do is marketing. So I just think it's fantastic. Is the best.
A good place to start for learning those marketing and business building skills.
100%.
Absolutely awesome, brilliant. Right, so I think we'll probably wrap it up there today. Thank you for watching On Point Physique Television. I'm Nigel Batten. This is Ben Knight. You've been amazing. Keep yourselves on point. Thank you for watching.
That's decent, mate.